That's a tall glass of vodka. We're not going down without a glass of courage, having some fun on the show in New Orleans, Louisiana. Dustin Poirier's retirement fight versus Max Holloway. The bad motherfucker belt is on the line at UFC 318. I got you the full card predictions off an incredible week. I gave out $50 on the Prop Fiend show, $100 to Bryn Ray in a tiebreaker with the MMA Husky Hustler. Credit to both of them for the win, but the greatest odds, if it comes down to the tiebreaker, the greatest odds gets the win. And Bryn Ray got the win. Get the glass out. We're going to have a celebratory shot for Bryn Ray. Another $100. That is $400 collected. Maybe $500 collected with the hashtag F3 $100 giveaway. That is at the end of each and every full card prediction video. Stay forecasted. I'll let you know how you can enter to win $100 this week. $50 on the Prop Fiend show. Might do it, so stay forecasted on the live stream. Giving out $50 on the live stream. First chat in the live stream during a certain prop of the week gets $50 sent to them before the fights. Draft Goon last week got it done. 50 was sent to her before we cashed in on Derek Lewis, dog of the week, the most confident underdog of the year. Got it done. 88% confidence level. And the books had him at plus 240 closing line, over a 60% edge. We were confident Derek Lewis would get it done. Round 1 KO or round 3 KO. He got it done in round 1. Cashed some big tickets, platinum forecasters for only $5 a month. Got paid $5 a month. That's pretty cheap. But the bets were big. And we profited huge on a great event in Nashville. It really was a good time. It was a good event, top to bottom. Let's see if this event in Louisiana can deliver, just like the last one. Now the shot glass is up here. Let me grab that. I'll put the glasses, the Pit Vipers away as well. Let's get down to business. And we got to have that shot for Bryn Ray, $100 giveaway. Great win for Bryn Ray. Husky Hustler, like I said, he won the parlay last week, but unfortunately did not have the greatest odds. Bryn Ray with a big plus money play got it done again. And she might be joining us on a Prop Fiend show Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Possible Apex card. Bryn Ray looking to make an appearance. Prelim Tim, he's back this week for the Prop Fiend show Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Giving out $50 on the live stream. Stay forecasted. We're going to start it off with the first fight of the night like I always do. Last week, it was a mistake taking Melissa Martinez. It was. I played the odds. But you know what? I'm going to play that. I'm going to play the... Yeah, I'll do it. I'll play the odds here again. Give me the women's underdog first fight of the night, low-level women's fight. I think it's a close fight. Both of these girls have not fought anyone too impressive. Not a great win on either side here. Caliari, the pick as an underdog, plus 240. Has an 8-3 record. Carli Judice as the favorite, 4-2 record. Judice has 4 wins, all by head kick. That's her specialty. If she does not find that head kick, knockout finish, she could be in trouble, especially on the ground. Caliari on the Dana White's Contender Series got it done on the ground there by a submission. She does have a couple knockout wins as well. She could surprise us here as an underdog. Women's fight, quite low level to start off. UFC 318 with the bad motherfucker belt on the line. This is how we're going to start it off. But hopefully we can start it off profitable with a plus money underdog. Women's fight here at flyweight. The only problem is Carli Judice has a big reach advantage. She could use that in her favor in this fight, stay at range, possibly find that head kick. She's quick with the strikes. She lit up Yanesi Dubin, smoked her, so you never know what can happen in women's fights. Or MMA fights. You know what I'm saying? So let's leave this one off the parlays. Overs and unders. Hard to say what's going to happen. This fight could go to a decision. They could even each other out here, and it could be a decent scrap at the women's flyweight division here. Two promising prospects, to say the least. I do expect both these girls to stay around the UFC for a while, not to pick up too many losses, and not to get cut too soon. Carli Judice, so with a loss, she's 4-3. It's hard to pick against her, honestly, in this fight, because I don't see her going to 4-3. Yeah, I'll do it, though. I'll pick against her. Carli Judice is going to 4-3 after this fight. Maybe that's a bad decision. Last week, Melissa Martinez. Yeah, I'll take Caliari. I don't love it. I'll tell you that. I don't love it. I do have a bet on it already before the odds get too wide. They're already too wide, so I took the bet. Second fight of the night, Brunno Fugitt. Big underdog here, Jackson McVey. And I don't think as an undefeated underdog he can get it done, unfortunately. He's fighting Brunno Fugitt, the Brazilian, the Hulk. Yeah, he's going to hit him with a bomb round one, although he lacks the reach advantage in this fight, and probably knock out Jackson McVey. Maybe submit him. He submitted Armin Petrosian with an armbar in his last fight. Looked pretty good on the ground. Grappling, checks out on the feet. He's going to check Jackson McVey out and in to a hospital, I would say. Into the hospital. Brunno Fugitt is going to hurt him. He's going to put punishment on him. He's a lock of the week. At these odds, you got to lock him in. Put him in a long shot bet with a couple other fighters. Not even a long shot. Put him with a couple favorites. Hammer it. When you're confident in these fighters, you got to put them in a safe parlay in this kind of situation. Although he will be on the long shot parlays. On the long shots, let's take him round one. Maybe inside the distance as well. That's a safe parlay piece inside the distance for Brunno, the Hulk Fugitt, in this one. He's the lock of the week. And there we're taking a look at Superman Ryan Spann versus Lukasz Brzeski from Poland. Brzeski's another guy on the card, 9-6-1, not a great record. Tough to pick him here in this fight. With a loss, 9-7, kind of like Carli Judice. With a loss, it's not going to look very good. Although he probably does not get cut with a loss. Maybe he does. He's lost a couple fights already in the UFC. Not having much success at all, especially at heavyweight. He's a small heavyweight, 33 years old. I think he's at his prime. His prime isn't pretty. Ryan's not the guy to pick up too many losses and to just quit on himself. He has a good training facility at Fortis MMA, and I think he can pick up a win here, not going to lie. He is the favorite. Hard to trust him. Not locking him in. Brzeski in this fight, he will fight tooth and nail. But unfortunately, Ryan Superman Spann should have more paths to victory to find the win here. Brzeski is... he's going to be few and far between finding the win here. There's not many paths to victory for him. Some kind of Hail Mary lucky shot, maybe. It could happen. The odds are a little bit closer than I did expect. I didn't even expect Brzeski to still be in the UFC. This guy kind of sucks, but in these situations, they usually come out and get the win, kind of like Tuco Tacos last week. So you got to be careful, very careful. And Ryan Superman Spann does not have a super great fighter's IQ. Not a trustable guy. So let's give this one the benefit of the doubt and leave it off the parlays. A lot of these have probably been burned before as well. Brzeski's the guy that beat Walter Walker, is he not? So, yeah, this is a sketchy one. You never know what can happen. It's MMA at the end of the day. This next one, Jimmy Crute versus another Polish fighter, Marcin Prachnio, is going to be the pick for me. But once again, anything can happen. These Polish fighters are tough. God damn it, they're tough. They have power on the feet, and they don't quit on themselves. They will fight tooth and nail with their opponent, and it makes the fights entertaining. They're always kind of live for an upset on the card, especially when there's so many favorites. you got to expect one of these Polish fighters grease it out. I have a weird feeling one of them could get it done, but I'm not picking them to win. All right, don't get me wrong. Not picking the Polish fighters this week, but I do expect one of them possibly to be an upset parlay shitter. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay away from Jimmy Crute and fucking, what's his name? Ryan Spann. Kind of stayaways for me this week, but they are the picks. Jimmy Crute in this one, off a draw to Rodolfo Bellato. I think he can implement his takedowns, be more aggressive on the ground, on the feet to get the win here. I think he's more powerful on the feet. I think he can hold down Prachnio and get it done here anywheres in this fight. So that's why he's a favorite. He likely gets it done, path to victory. You're going to have to become a Platinum forecaster, see the Zodiac forecast, and see the outcomes that I post each and every week with the confidence levels, forecasted percentages, because each and every fight you'll have full access to all the information just for $5 a month. Jimmy Crute's the pick. Be careful. Now, the next one, this is one where we lock in Islam Dulatov in his debut off Dana White's Contender Series. This guy is a promising prospect. I think he gets it done. And the more I think, the more I know this guy is going to light up Adam Fugitt. And you got to say, fuck it, and lock in Dulatov in his debut. He's going to be dominant. Fast and quick striker, 10 years younger. He has the cardio, he has the gas to win this fight, and he's a round one finisher. He is vicious, and I expect him to be the first one to the punch, be the harder hitter, and his fighter's IQ is through the roof. Expect this guy to move up the ranks quite fast. He's a fast striker, and I think he puts out Fugitt fast in this fight. Take the round one prop, most likely. I'm going to look more into it, so that's why it's worth being a Platinum forecaster for $5 a month. That Zodiac forecast is pretty hot once the numbers get figured out. We put the numbers together. You never know what outcomes are live. You know, we took Prachnio round one submission last week. Walter Walker round one submission. Round one KO Derek Lewis. There's a lot of props that were taken based off the Zodiac forecast that are cashing, so it's worth being a Platinum forecaster. $5 a month. If you're looking to seriously get paid on these fights, official prediction is Dulatov, round one domination. Pretty easy pick. He's the lock of the week along with Ateba Gautier. Making his debut, kinda. His first fight was against Jose Medina. Medina's not great. Surprised he got into the UFC. Knocked him out round one, easy work. And Ateba Gautier's knocked out a lot of his opponents round one, easy work. Doesn't look good for Robert Valentin getting knocked out to Ryan Loder round two. Surprised he didn't get knocked out in his last fight to Torres Finney. He managed to survive to a split decision. Robert Valentin is plus 400 though in this fight. Now he can eat a couple shots, but he likes to engage in a firefight, and that is where he will get knocked out. I think Gautier from Cameroon, African prospect, lands hands on Valentin and finds another round one finish on this event. UFC 318. We got some bad motherfuckers in this fight, that's for sure. This kid's 23 from Africa. And I gotta say, he's another promising prospect. You look at the other fighter, Dulatov, 26 years old from Russia. We got two promising prospects. Back to back. Expect them to deliver round one. Gautier also has a reach advantage in this fight. 4 inches to work here. 7 years younger. I think he has success in his debut. They're lining him up versus Valentin to find the Clementine and get this win. Another lock of the week. Francisco Prado, he could have been against Nikolay Veretennikov, Kazakhstan. Unfortunately, Veretennikov, don't let the 12-6 fool you. This guy will fight tooth and nail. He's a tough fighter. He has a lot of experience, and he has a 5-inch reach advantage in this fight. Takedown defense pretty good, so this fight is going to stay on the feet. Veretennikov might try to mix in his takedowns, but Prado has a good takedown defense as well. This is going to be a war on the feet, a barn burner, and Prado should be the better striker, higher fighter's IQ, better defense to get the win here. I could see a decision. I could see the knockout for Prado in this one. He is the pick, promising favorite here. Out of all the favorites, there's a couple that are sketchy. This is one that seems promising. Looking for Veretennikov off a knockout loss to Austin Vanderford. Kind of leads me to believe he might get knocked out again in this fight. He cannot be the pick, but I will give him credit. He's tough, durable, and he could survive to a decision. Now, we're taking Prado on this one. Wish that we could get him at a better number, but I'm surprised he's not a bigger favorite. The odds we're seeing in front of us right now, it's worth the stab, and he's definitely worth a parlay piece. Unfortunately, we're going to play it smart, not be overly confident in any picks. There's certainly value here, worth the lock of the week, but I'm going to be super safe this week, take some big favorites, and Prado did not make the lock of the week. He lacks a 5-inch reach advantage, but he's so much younger in this fight. He has the gas to get it done, like a lot of other fighters on this card. Unfortunately, I'm taking the juice. I'm taking Dulatov, Ateba Gautier lock of the week, along with another big favorite, Brunno Fugitt. And I got two more. We're going to go 5 alive. Since we're taking the juiciest fighters on the card, we're going to make it a 5 alive parlay this week for the locks of the week. All on the money line, but we'll hit it hard. And we will cash once again. Last week, the locks were hot. We took a 50-50 fight with Steve Garcia. I mean, Prado is a valuable pick. If you want to take a secondary leg to the parlay that I'm going to give out for the locks of the week, I honestly think Prado is one of the most promising picks on the entire card, with some of the best value as well for how confident we are in him to win. Now you look at Marvin Vettori, he's an underdog. Is there value in this pick? Let me know in the comments below. Marvin Vettori's plus 180. Do I pick him to win? Let me know in the comments below. Don't really know what to do on this fight. Brendan Allen as a favorite, kind of a sketchy pick. It's the 24th event in the UFC this year. It might be, might not be, and Allen sitting on 24 wins, and it's going to be 8 Prime Energy. He has 7 losses, looking for his 8th loss here with Prime Energy 8. Stays on 24 wins, 24th event of the year. Zodiac forecast might be leaning Brendan Allen for the loss. That means Vettori is a very good underdog in this fight at plus 180. He came off of a fight he should have won. 2 fights he should have won. Brendan Allen came off 2 fights he deserved to lose. Rightfully so. He lost those fights. Anthony Hernandez and Nasruddin Imavov. But I don't think he's going to be able to beat a guy like Marvin Vettori with the experience, fighting the better competition. I think he's levels above where Brendan Allen is. The only thing that I question is the motivation in a fight like this. It does not seem like Vettori is the more motivated fighter to get the win. So I might steer away from the pick, probably take a bet. I got to think Brendan Allen, with the improvements on the feet, can just get it done here on the judges' scorecards. Not a confident pick. Probably going to change the pick later in the week based off the Zodiac forecast. So tune in, become a Platinum Forecaster, $5 a month, and you'll see any pick changes I happen to make. Now, the Matrix is going to make a prelim headliner one of the best prelim headliners of the year, I would hope. Maybe it's a fight where the dog barks, because he is plus 140 in this fight. Not many underdogs live in this one. Vinicius Oliveira, new to the UFC, but damn, he looks good. He's winning versus high-level competition. Ricky Simone, Said Nurmagomedov. I expect him to win this one as a favorite. I'm picking a lot of favorites, but Benson just went barking. And when the dog barks, he barks. Kyler Phillips is a high-level fighter, been in there with the best as well. Awful loss, motivated for the win in this one. It's going to be a very close fight. I don't want any action on it. I'll take the favorite because Vinicius Oliveira has the swag I'm looking for. Other than that, I won't have action on him, other than a long shot parlay. We'll take a look at Vettori maybe as a bet. Brendan Allen, not a confident pick. Might switch up on that one. I could even switch up on Vinicius Oliveira. These are 2 fights that are very close, 50-50 fights, that you could pick either side and convince me they will win. Either side in this fight and the last fight I just talked about could win. Kyler Phillips, Vinicius Oliveira is going to be a very entertaining back and forth fight. Stay away. That's my main message. The pick for me will be Vinicius Oliveira. As for the full card prediction show, and Brendan Allen for the win by a decision. Now let's blast through the main card, beat up on these bookies, and get another win, a big win, because we need 2 more favorites to juice up the 5 alive lock of the week parlay. And I kind of see one here. Michael Johnson, the menace, is growing as an underdog. It's kind of a sign. He's past his prime, 39 years old. He's on a 2-fight win streak, but it probably ends here to Daniel Zellhuber off a loss by split decision to Esteban Ribovics. He's fought not the better competition, but he fought the better guy in his last fight and the better guy in his last couple fights. And I expect him to pick up a win here, and the bookies expect him to pick up a win here. So don't go underdog chasing on this first fight on the main card. Zellhuber is a overzealous pick for me. I'm too confident he wins. He has a reach advantage. He has the swag again. He's much younger in this fight. We've seen him in big spots, big moments. He's handled the pressure. He's had fun. And in this one, he should be smart, high IQ fighter as well here, Zellhuber, that will continue to grow in the UFC and has a lot of promise moving forward. Michael Johnson is another guy on the hit list, unfortunately. I see a potential finish for Zellhuber. He's going to be that much better. At this point in both fighters' career, I do expect Daniel Zellhuber to be that much better, that he can find a finish with ease in this fight. It could come early with the reach advantage, his explosiveness, and the fact that Michael Johnson is starting to slow down and be less willing to fight for the win off 2 wins. I think he's more willing to go for a dive and take some money rather than fight for a win here off 2. So we'll take Zellhuber. Hopefully in Vatic fashion, he goes out there, gets the win, makes a statement, because on paper, this should be an easy fight for the Golden Boy from Mexico. We're taking him as a lock of the week to juice it up, the 5 Alive parlay. We got one more lock on the New Orleans event, the 6th event in New Orleans, and it's going to be a good pick. It's not going to be Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. This could be another 50-50 fight. Actually, it probably will be. Dan Ige likes to be in these close fights. He also likes to put out people's lights. Pitbull has put out people's lights before too. So we got 2 good strikers in this fight. I smell someone gets a takedown and edges it out that way, maybe on the scorecards. The striking is going to edge itself out. Both fighters will be seriously close on the feet. Dan Ige has been in the UFC longer. He knows how to win fights. He's fought good competition. And I could see him mixing in the takedowns that he needs to win the fight, have better control. But Pitbull's from Brazil. He could easily be the guy on the ground. Unfortunately, in that last fight, he did not do enough. He's back in there 3 months later, and I expect to see little to no improvements and Dan Ige to start to make a name for himself over a big name in Patricio Pitbull from Bellator. Pitbull's interesting as an underdog, plus 150, but everybody went underdog chasing versus Yair Rodriguez, and they got burned. Now, Dan Iggy's off one of the biggest wins of his life by knockout, round 3 to Sean Woodson, who's 13-1-1, and I don't know. I don't feel like it's a good idea to go underdog chasing in this one here. I'm taking a lot of favorites, let's be real. I'm not the type of guy to just take favorites every single card. I like to take my underdogs. Let's be honest. I like to take my underdogs. But I don't smell the underdog in this fight. I feel like Pitbull is a trap, and Dan Ige just goes out there and gets this one done. Maybe he makes another statement. Dan Ige is a 50K killer, and he's been in there with Diego Lopez recently. Looked pretty good as well. Came on hard round 3. Last fight knocked out Sean Woodson round 3. I think he takes over the longer this fight goes. Pitbull round 1 or bust is kind of how I see it going down. And round 1, he's not even that live, in my opinion. He lacks a 5-inch reach advantage versus 5'7" Dan Ige. Not the biggest guy either at featherweight. So now we got 3 fights left, and we need another lock of the week. Now, we're not taking the main event as a lock of the week. We're not taking the co-main event, even though it's intriguing as a lock of the week. So we're going to take a lock of the week here in a fight that is priced very wide. I'm surprised. Kevin Holland as a 5-1 favorite? That's not normal. But I like it. I'll parlay it. I'm very confident he will find the win. The Trailblazer is going to smoke Daniel Rodriguez, who's 38 years old at the tail end of his career, lacks a serious reach advantage in this fight. He lacks 7 inches on the feet. Kevin Holland is a better grappler, likely working towards a submission at some point in this fight. He could even find a submission at some point in this fight. Kevin Holland's just a better fighter all around. So he's the lock of the week. He's a clear favorite. Bookies are confident he wins, and they're not going to let much people make money off this kind of pick here. Kevin Holland, expect him to even become a 5-1, 6-1 favorite by fight time. Now it's plus 350. D-Rod in front of me right now, but he's probably getting a sixth fucking event in New Orleans. That's just what happens. He's not the type of guy to go out there and beat Kevin Holland. We know by now the type of fighter that can beat Kevin Holland. Unfortunately, D-Rod is not at that level. If you're underdog chasing on this one, probably not a good idea. I gave out a couple underdog opportunities against my pick. They might be good opportunities rather than a D-Rod underdog shot. Speaking of shots. Speaking of shot. Let's have a shot. Everybody pour another drink. Liquid Courage. And now we got the co-main event. Would have had the video out Monday night, but unfortunately I forgot to predict one fight that I cannot forget to predict, and that's Paulo Costa from Brazil, 14-4 versus Roman Kopylov from Russia, 14-3. Kopylov 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Paulo Costa, the complete opposite, 1-4 in his last 5. Given the fact that he's a plus 200 underdog, it doesn't seem like he has much of a chance in this fight. He's not going to be the more seasoned striker. He's not going to be the faster striker or the first one to the punch. So I got to take the Russian, Roman Kopylov, to get the win. Late round 3, he lit up Chris Curtis with that head kick. Late in fights, he can find that power shot to put someone's lights out. Power extends late in the fight. He's not just a round 1 finisher. So this is a confident pick for me at 3-1. We got a lot of big favorites. Potential lock of the week here, but we got 5 already. The 5 alive is locked in, and we already talked about Francisco Prado as a potential add-on. And here's another, Roman Kopylov, another potential add-on to the lock of the week if we want to take extended legs to that 5 alive parlay. Now, Paulo Costa says he has the secret juice. Went to a split decision with Sean Strickland in his last fight. Even the fight before that with Robert Whittaker, he threw a spinning kick late in the fight. It almost did some damage if it landed. Now, he's probably not going to land something like that on Kopylov, who will be the better striker, who's going to look to attack with those kicks. That's going to be his game plan. Attack Paulo Costa with the kicks, be the better striker, and Paulo Costa is probably not going for any takedowns. So we don't have to worry about that. This is a banger on the feet where someone's going to get beat down and beat up. I expect it to be the underdog in this one. I'm fiending a lot of favorites. And this is another one. 6th event in New Orleans. Paulo Costa is 6-4 in the UFC. So I see him staying on those 6 wins. Paulo Costa has not been very active either, fighting once a year. Hasn't fought in over a year now. And it doesn't seem like he's taking it too serious. If you look at the side of Roman Kopylov, he's 6-3 as well. He could stay on 6 UFC wins here. It's the 6th time the UFC is headed to New Orleans. But Kopylov could also get a 6 knockout round 2. So official call, round 2 KO for Kopylov. I'd play that one on the props. That's looking like the clear outcome here. Knockout round 2, Kopylov. Now, he did have a tough fight there with Fluffy Hernandez, lost via submission round 2. But other than that, he was on a roll. Beat Punahele Soriano, DeChirico, Ribeiro, Josh Fremd. 4 easy wins there. But then he beat Cesar Almeida, split decision, head kick, Chris Curtis round 3. This is a big fight, a fight that essentially Kopylov needs to win if he wants to move up these ranks, where Paulo Costa's been there, done that. Doesn't seem to be taking it as serious. I think Roman Kopylov also has more motivation for the win in this fight. But we will see. Paulo Costa is in need of a win more now than ever. If you look at it, he's lost 4 out of his last 5. He's due for one. So that is why I'm staying away on Roman Kopylov on official lock of the week call here. Let's be smart, beat up on these bookies, because we got one hell of a fight to end off the night. BMF on the line. You got to think Poirier, is going down with a fight. Retirement fight, he's going to go down with a fight, look for the win. Unfortunately enough, Max Holloway is probably the more seasoned striker. We know he's the more seasoned striker with more volume, better accuracy, and a good takedown defense. So he should win a decision, late knockout in this fight over Poirier. Land a knockout at any point if he wants to, but he's been knocked out 8 months ago pretty bad versus Topuria. And Poirier could land on that chin and put him out again if it's not going to hold up. Holloway has had a chin to hold up throughout his entire career, though. And I think it will hold up in this fight. It's a fight that is bound to go 5 hard rounds, BMF on the line. Poirier says he wants a statue of him getting a guillotine win if he ever gets one. I don't think he's ever going to get one. Not against Holloway. He's already beat Holloway twice. First fight was in 2012. And I think Poirier goes 1-2 with a loss here versus Holloway. First fight, 2012. And Poirier won the first 2. Holloway's due for the win. Here, now. It's in Louisiana, unfortunately. Poirier in his retirement fight, unfortunately. But I have to take Holloway where the value's at this price, 50-50 fight with a height advantage. He is moving up from featherweight, but he's 3 years younger. He has been at 155 before, so he's familiar with the weight. He doesn't have to cut as much weight, and he might have more power without having to cut weight. He's going to feel a lot better, and he has a lot more years left on the UFC contract. Poirier says he's on the way out. I personally can't trust in a guy that says he's going to retire off a fight here. Hopefully he wins. It would be riding off into the sunset. The perfect story for Poirier. But to see him go 3-0 versus Holloway when they first fought in 2012, I really think Holloway can go and get a win here. His first win versus Poirier. And Holloway can go 1-2 versus Poirier here. Like I said, first fight 2012. It's a fight that I didn't expect to see again, but it's a fight that needs to happen again. Especially if Poirier's retiring. This is a fight he wants. I'm surprised the BMF is on the line, though. And that's a whole other video I could do. Because the BMF belt, in my opinion, isn't special, doesn't mean much. Kind of stupid, but we got it. And I think Holloway's keeping it. So give me your most confident parlays on the show. Now's the time. Put hashtag F3 plus 100 odds or above. You can enter now in the comments below. Your most confident parlay. Maybe you put Poirier in there. Maybe you have the main event with Holloway on the other side. Maybe you leave a fight like this off. Maybe you got something else cooked up. Let me know in the comments below with hashtag F3. Bryn Ray has been taken over. 4 or 5 wins now. Everybody's looking to take over the throne. Get that $100 offer. Because every week it's just going to Bryn Ray. Going to Bryn Ray. Husky Hustler got the win this week. But the greatest odds in a tiebreaker with the big plus money went to Bryn Ray with the bags. So she's been collecting. People are getting jealous. But she keeps putting in parlays. So now we got to take notice and put money on her parlay that's in the comment section below. Come back Friday, Saturday morning, and make sure you have a bet on her parlay. She's already won 4 to 5 times now. It's worth the bet, and they are very valuable bets. So let's go, Bryn Ray. Very, very, very much appreciation towards you. I've been tailing along, making myself some extra money. So everybody listening, tail along with Bryn Ray. Long term, you will be profitable if this week is not. She will be one off, if anything, this week. Like, she is that good. She might be one off if we don't win this week with Bryn Ray's parlay. Now, you got to find a parlay that's more valuable, greater odds than her if you want to get that win and the $100. Because, goddamn it, she got another win. And MMA Husky Hustler won again, too, but he did not have the greatest odds. He had above plus 100, but he did not have better odds than Bryn Ray. It's going to be hard to beat her. We're going to have to get her on the show as a special guest. Quite impressive. Fiends, forecasters would love to have her on the show. And she would give us some knowledge. Help us win some money in the future. We would love to have Bryn Ray on the show. maybe an Apex card prop fiend show. She'll come on the show, give us 3 props of the week. It'll be a good time. Nonetheless, this week, Prelim Tim, he'll be back with MMA Husky Hustler, and we will give you 3 props each, 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Friday night, be there, be square. We are going to be sharp. We are going to have fun like we always do. So thank you, Fiends and Forecasters, for staying forecasted. Let's have this shot finish off the show, because we got to go and get this money again. Still a lot of work to do before we gear up to go get this win. We got more tape study to do. We got to finish the Zodiac forecast. Finish the official outcomes on each and every fight. Confidence levels. And then we're going to be officially ready to go for UFC 318. You got my full card predictions. Early leans. Locks of the week. I'll tell you one more time here at the end of the show. And just so you know, there is no official dog of the week. I got nothing barking. Officially, I think I took one underdog, but it's not official. It's not like a legit dog of the week. I'm not putting a ton of money on him to win. So, no official dog of the week. Locks of the week. For plus 145, we're taking Brunno Fieta, Islam Dulatov, Ateba Gautier, Daniel Zellhuber. And we're going to finish it off with the Trailblazer Kevin Holland for the win, plus 145. 5-leg, 5 alive parlay. We're juicing it up with the juiciest favorites on the event in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's have some fun. Let's be smart. Manage the bankroll smartly as well. That's what I mean by being smart. Manage the bankroll, have a bankroll, and be smart. Let's beat up on these bookies again. Not get overly confident in any plays. Nothing's a guarantee in this game. So let's be smart, manage the bankroll wisely, set a bankroll that is comfortable for you, and beat up on these bookies. Let's go. Fiends, let's go.